evening. Okay.
Hello, everybody. The candles make my camera look all greasy. Let me wipe it again.
Good evening. Mine won't refresh. Let me try.
Let me wipe you guys real quick.
Okay, there we go.
All right, is it looking good? Is it straight? Are we good?
Let me see. We're a little tilted, so tilt this toward your kitchen. The other way. Yeah. Let me see. Little bit more.
Sorry, guys. We're still setting up here.
Yeah, that looks okay.
Okay.
Here, does this look
Ooh.
okay?
Yeah. Looks good to me.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, it looks all nice. Looks all spooky.
Spooky.
Hey, spooky.
Good evening.
You need to be careful with that candle.
Oh,
it's like
is it right by
literally- Yeah.
Okay,
Let me move it.
let me put it over there.
I don't want your hair to get on fire. Oh, I forgot to plug in my charger to my phone.
So we're cracking up because we're getting a thumbnail for the for the live. It's Sierra's all looks like we're having a seance. Would you say a ritual?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like we're having a crazy ritual right now.
The aunties.
Okay. Are we good?
We're good.
We are all good and ready to go. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight for our Halloween special. Let's see.
Good evening, everybody.
We're gonna get ready, wait for people to join.
Navajo man says, howdy, just got back from our date night. Made it back on time.
Yay, yes.
Hi,
I love
Andrea, Mocha Latte, Natalie, Princess Rose, Auntie Rosie, Michelle, OK, Darwin Angel, Lynette, Maddie Faye. OK says, it looks like a ritual about to go down.
That's what we were saying. It was funny.
Maddie, seance vibes. Hi, Silas, Dale, Clara, Aaron T, Francis Cooley, and Tanya. Brian Thompson, hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Auntie Time. We never say welcome to Auntie
I
Time.
know, huh? We're
Wow.
so cheap.
I know.
Cheap
Welcome
native
to
ladies.
Auntie Time.
Don't
How
you-
is everybody doing? Doesn't even welcome you
I
guys.
know. Hi, Erickson, Curtis, Janelle. I'm gonna grab my plate though. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to one of our viewers who generously purchased us some dinner for tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and dig in. Ooh. Fan is blowing the candles all over. I'm kind of nervous for all the candles. I feel like I'm paranoid.
You guys let us know if there's a fire.
I know. Please. We're
Yes,
trying to-
thank you to our one of our loyal viewers. They bought Sierra and me dinner tonight, so we're having cheddars, and we both got a steak. Seems like we're always eating steak.
We are. Well, that's all you can really eat.
Yeah, true that. Tea ritual. Did y'all just get done watching The Craft? Was waiting all evening. Crack a window though. Where's the crystal ball?
Yay. All right. So tonight we're going to be doing a ritual. Just kidding.
Live.
Live with you guys. all scary. No, we're gonna be doing scary stories, and it's gonna take a lot of you guys' participation.
Yes.
And we want you guys to text us your scary stories. We tried to have you guys email them, but nobody emailed us or text ahead.
We got one. I know we got one.
And then Kitty's also gonna share one
I'm
from
gonna share one.
her channel.
Yes.
So if you guys want to text it, do that. We're gonna take some call-ins later on. So if you would rather call in and tell us, maybe you have your cool sound effects that will make the story better. We would prefer you to call in. And we're gonna keep it strictly stories. It's all dark. You can't see.
I'm just double checking. I'm a well done kind of girl, and it looks pink, huh? When you look at it. Doesn't it look pink?
Yeah. It does. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I put the number up on there, and it's pinned. So text us in your stories or experiences. Maybe your friend had one, or I don't know.
Your uncle.
Your uncle got spooked and told you.
Dang. So
you know it's scary when a dude tells the story.
For real. And when they're scared.
When they're scared, yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
Oh. So again, shout out to one of our loyal viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I was waiting for this.
Should we do intros and updates?
Yes. I'll go first.
Okay.
Hi everybody. My name is Kitty. My channel on YouTube here is What Would Kitty Do? I'm from San Carlos. I'm Apache, and I live out here in the valley. And on my channel, I just uploaded a scary story video, so people will go ahead and email me their stories, and then I read them out loud with you guys. So I do other kinds of videos as well, so go check out my channel and see if you like something there. Other than that, we're ready. We're ready for the steak too.
The steak is good.
It's good, huh?
Hello everybody, my name is Sierra Johnson. I also have my own separate YouTube channel. Basically just search Sierra Johnson, and I do a lot of vlogs, mainly vlogs. Sometimes I do sit down videos where I do like some stories or maybe some makeup or just things like that. So if that's what you like, come join my channel, subscribe, hang out. Sometimes I go live, so it's pretty spontaneous when I go live. I don't go live a lot, but I do sometimes. But yeah, so come check out my channel. And again, welcome to Auntie Time. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. If you are returning, thank you even more.
Thanks for the loyalty.
Yes, we appreciate your viewing of the channel, of our videos, because we know like it's live, and I know some of you like schedule your time around like when we're gonna be live, or like you guys look forward to it. So we appreciate that. You know, you guys take time out of your Friday to come hang out with us.
When you can be at Snaps.
I know, when you could be getting spooky with your significant other.
Getting rowdy under the scaring each other under the sheets. Erickson said we're going to conjure an uncle, she says.
I know. But any updates? We haven't been live for what, 2-3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. Sorry about that.
We have to take a break too.
Yeah, we were tired after the fair stuff. Honestly, it was just like, it was a nice break.
Yeah, it was. It sure was. Much needed.
So Tuba City went awesome. For those of you who don't know, we went to Tuba City for an influencer meet and greet. and me and Kitty drove out there and met a lot of you guys. And you guys just showed some good love. Made the trip worth it for sure. Met up with some other content creators as well. And had a good time. Western Navajo Fair puts on the best time, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see that guy, Jay Hosteen on TikTok? They're like, what are you gonna dress up? And something about superhero, and he dressed up as Mike Six Killer. Everybody's like, he is a hero. He's the best. Sam. That was cool.
That is cool.
See, people are creative. I can never be like that. I'm all cheap.
Yeah. I know. Aunties were all fared out. So it was a good time though. No complaints there.
I don't have no complaints.
And then, so that's why we missed that weekend, because we were out there. And then that following weekend we took a break.
We were burnt out.
And then that following weekend, I went back to the res. Yeah, I went back to the res. I spent it with my family. My sister had her 21st birthday, so I'll be putting out a vlog on that soon, probably tomorrow. So you guys check it out. Otherwise, yeah, no other updates.
I've just been home. I've just been home. Kind of enjoying my time at home. Getting a little too comfortable. But yeah, nothing major, I guess. Went on a few dates. But that's about it. Nothing major.
Nothing special from those dates.
There may have been one, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
What is this? Butter?
Butter or sour cream? I just wanted a baked potato, and I told them I just wanted butter, and they gave me butter with cheese all over on top.
Oh. Huh.
Andrea,
we were trying to do like a goth look.
yeah.
So Kitty was like, "Let's do a goth look," and I was like, "Okay." And I was nervous. I had to redo my eyeshadow like 3 times.
Really?
Because
I was waiting for you to go live too.
I know I was gonna go live, but it was just like, oh, I don't have time. I was like, I know I'm gonna take longer if I go live. So when I plan to I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start getting ready at 5, and then I didn't even start getting ready until 6:45 or something.
Yeah, same here.
So I was like in a rush, and then I had to redo it, and I was like, oh, it looks a mess, and it just looks like I'm a squirrel or like, you know. It was funny. So finally I got it though, the smoky eye look. So black is pretty hard to work with.
Yeah, it's yeah, the pigment's different. So I did my makeup earlier today because I was filming a thrift haul video, and then after my kids came home and we went to their carnival, their school carnival, we went there for about a good hour. And I had everything planned out. After the carnival, we went straight to go get their pizza, took them home, and then I started getting ready. So my makeup was already done. I just had to take off the eyes and just do the eyes and then do the lips. So that helped out a lot. And then I came on this side of town and picked up the dinner and then came here. So
wow, you were busy this evening.
Yeah. We were.
Did your kids dress up for their carnival?
No, they don't even have costumes yet. They were asking, when are we gonna get it? I was like, we can probably go look this weekend. So
yeah, tomorrow. You probably have to put together something homemade though, because all the costumes are probably like gone. I like homemade costumes though.
I always take them to the thrift stores because they're cheap. They're only gonna wear it for one night.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, if I'm like really good at it, I'll get County, Bella, and Juice's costume. All three, a full costume for like I don't know, $15 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So I like to go to the thrift stores.
That's cool.
When will we see the collaboration y'all did in Tuba City? It's a good question.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for sure.
Sorry, but I was waiting all evening for this.
Good.
Lynette says, I actually have a spooky experience, so I'm glad you have this as your theme tonight. It was spooky for me, but maybe not for others. Turns out I'm a weakling.
But yeah, again, we put the phone number there, so if it's like short enough to text it, feel free to text it now. Because after we finish eating, we're going to get right into it. So feel free to text now. That way we have some stories built up. Otherwise, if not, we'll just go ahead and do the live call-ins. And...
You want me to start off with the story?
Yeah, if you want to do it now or if you want to wait.
Yeah, let me eat first.
Yeah, I don't want to get spooked and choke. Do you know the Heimlich? Yeah.
I do.
Oh yeah, you're certified probably. Hello from Farmington. Shiprock in the house. Comment where you guys are watching from. We want to see. Comment in the chat where you're watching from. That way we can see where everybody's from. That would be nice.
Pie Town. Is there really a town called that?
Yeah, I don't know where it is though. I wonder where Pie Town's at.
I don't know. Sounds like a skateboard brand.
We have Crown Point, Pie Town, Utah, Albuquerque, Farmington, Santan Valley, Cuba, Las Vegas, Nevada, Albuquerque, Shiprock, Hot Villa, Arizona from Hopi Nation. I'm here for the seance. Christmas from Albuquerque. Hello, honeys. My honey and I, Gil and Nadine, joining you two lovely ladies tonight from Mesa. Thank you. Your makeup, your food, and your Halloween decor is awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Renee's watching from El Paso, Texas. We have Red Mesa, Arizona, Chicago.
Wow. Sharktown.
Flora Vesta, Montezuma Creek. Oh, Siri's off for now. She's watching until it gets scary. Oklahoma, not in Georgia. Oh, excuse me. From Fort Defiance, Northern California, Winter Rock, Arizona, Gallup, Flora Vesta. Driving back to the res from Cali. OZ, wherever that is. Tucson, Glendale, Tojale, New Mexico, San Jose, California, Fillmore, California. Dang, we have a lot of California. Yep. Bay Area, California. Durango, Colorado. Doing the Heimlich and watching from Lipton, AZ.
Ew, he said Heimlich.
Oh. Heimlich. From Mini Farms, living in Canta, but in Las Vegas at the moment. Oh, Kirtland, New Mexico, Glendale, Blackfoot Territory, Canada.
Damn.
Thank you for tuning in from Canada. Back and forth from Durango. I think I'm good. I think I'm pretty full.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Pretty satisfied.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Yes, welcome to the live. Zuni, New Mexico. We have Farmington in the house. Oh, I'm definitely going to eat this again later, though.
I'm starving.
I had like a late-ish lunch. So, I was like, no, Kitty told me not to eat too much.
Hi, ladies. I emailed. I saw that. We're gonna read. We're gonna get to that one. Thank you for
cool.
emailing it.
Thank you for emailing. Chalks and Globe.
Dang.
Farmington. What's that? Oh.
Chalks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is that a bar? I don't know where Chalks. Oh,
Hello,
Chalos. Probably Chalos.
51st Street. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for commenting down below. Thank you guys for tuning in to the seance, to the ritual. We're gonna, how do you say it? We're going to call us uncle tonight.
Yeah. Oh, conjure.
Conjure. We're gonna conjure us an uncle over tonight.
I don't know if you want to start with that the one that emailed us.
Oh.
In.
You want me to start?
Yeah, while I kill this off.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into the stories. Whew. I don't know if I'm ready for this, honestly. I don't have the email on this. I don't have it on my iPad.
You can use my phone.
Okay. Okay, thank you, CD, for emailing in your story. So here we go. We're gonna start. Woo! I'm kind of scared. So I don't really like scary stories. Sometimes I'll like listen to them, but for the most part, I'm like, I'm good. You know, I try not to watch or whatever, listen to that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's like interesting, especially when it's live like this. I feel like it's, I don't know,
one of these
spookier.
are gonna go out.
No, it's scary. So this one's long, huh? Oh, this one's long. Okay. Yeah. That's what she said. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me put some ash on. I know I forgot my my freaking, what is it? Smudging kit. All right. Here is my scary story. It's titled Hooves on the Roof.
Oh, jeez.
Hooves on the Roof. This incident took place back in the 80s on the Navajo res. I believe I was about 12 or 13 years old at the time. During summer breaks, my mom would send me to the res, which I always looked forward to because I was born and raised in California. So it was nice to take a trip away from the city. During this time, a squad dance was going on, and me, my aunt, and cousin went. We had hitched a ride with our relatives, but when it came evening time, my aunt realized we had nowhere to stay and sleep. Our relatives didn't have enough room for us in their truck, so my aunt started asking around for a ride back toward our area where we lived. Luckily, my other aunt said that her boyfriend, we'll call him Bob, at the time was actually heading back to our place, so we can catch a ride with him because he had to leave early in the morning to go back to work in Phoenix. When we finally got back home, my aunt realized she forgot her house keys in my other aunt's truck. So Bob tried to break into her house via the window and door, but no luck. So Bob just said, "Come and stay over at our house. My other aunt will be back tomorrow and you can get the keys until then." My other aunt had one of those round octagon houses, so basically it's just one giant circle of a room. It was about 12:30 a.m. when we went to bed. We were on one side of the room and Bob was on the other side. Around 2 a.m. we heard someone or something running around on the roof going in circles. It sounded like a goat or sheep's hooves or something with hooves. My aunt quickly said to Bob, "Don't go out there. It's a Yena Gloshi or Skinwalker," or as me and my cousin called it, Yena for short. We were all peeking out the window trying to see who or what it was, but we didn't see anything or anyone. Then Bob bravely looked up the stovepipe opening to see if he could see anything, but didn't. We sat on the bed scared to death as the sound got louder and faster. Finally, the running stopped around 4:30 a.m. and we all finally nodded off to sleep. Around 7 a.m., I woke up and heard my aunt and Bob go outside. So, of course, me and my cousin followed them. And we were shocked to find the clothes scattered everywhere on the ground. You see, there is a little shed that is next to the house that had 4 big bags of laundry stored in it that had a padlock on it, which we found lying on the ground. It wasn't cut off or appeared to be tampered with. My aunt said that the Yenatloshi was looking for something and most likely took some articles of clothing. Bob climbed on the roof and didn't see any kind of footprints, marks, or any scratches. So Bob left for Phoenix, and once our relatives returned home from the squad ants, we told them what had happened, and they were definitely scared, but nothing happened that night. My aunt advised my relatives to definitely see a medicine man after that, which we all did, and thankfully nothing else happened after that. Of course, I was too afraid to go back to the res after that until a couple of years later when I was older. Well, I hope you enjoyed my scary story. Thank you.
Wow.
I got chills while I was reading that. Yee. That's scary.
Yep, that's scary. That's scary.
Dang. That's crazy to hear it for 2.5 hours.
I know.
That's a long time to hear like running around.
I asked this one time.
I wonder if he got dizzy.
I asked this one time on Coach's, remember, because he does scary stories too, and I noticed that with these, I don't want to say it, but with these things, I noticed a common theme is that they're always like on the roof, and I asked Coach, I was like, why are they always on the roof? Mm-hmm. Then someone being a smart ass was all, cause the ground's boring or something like that. But then somebody else said because they just like to scare you like that or something. That's like their way of scaring you, or I forget what the answer was, but it was just, I always wondered that, like why is it always on the roof? Oh, I think they said so no one doesn't see them or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That definitely scared me a little.
Did we get any on there?
I'm checking the app.
If not, I can read one.
I don't see anything.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
We do. Ooh, okay, we have one.
Let me know when you want me to read.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and go on to our next story. And here it goes. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
We used to live in a trailer that we thought was haunted. One night, my boyfriend slept on the floor in the living room. I was sleeping and he came into the room and woke me up late at night. He says, "Did you come into the living room?" I said, "What? I'm sleeping." He says, "Something shook my foot. I thought it was you." After that, he decided to sleep in the room and all of a sudden started shivering really bad. Another incident was when I injured my knee. I had to stay home from work for a couple of weeks. I was sleeping on the couch and I was dreaming about an old hag lady. She had bushy gray hair and her face looked old and pale. She was behind the couch, and just as she was creeping over the couch to grab me, I screamed and woke up. And then my son said he was playing his video game and someone had walked by his room. He was the only one home. He also said he heard dishes fall every now and then whenever he was home alone. I swear this place felt creepy when we lived there. After that, we moved out of that place quick. Dang, so they had different incidents happen.
That's creepy. The TV's on. I heard a little kid laughing. I was all, all creeped out.
You know, when I hear or when I watch scary movies with little kids, I feel like those are scarier for some reason. I don't know why.
It hits different with the
kids
little kids.
Creep me out.
Yeah, for real. For real.
All right, the next story. Okay, so they said, "I'm subscribed and my first time interacting. I enjoy your videos and lives." Oh, thank you. And then we have my scary story that I experienced is at work. I work at an elementary school on the reservation. On my way to the restroom, I saw a kid swinging her legs back and forth in the middle restroom stall. She was wearing a red dress, shoes, and as I got closer to the stall, the door was open and there was no kid in that stall. It freaked me out, goosebumps and ass, but I still took care of my business. Haha. That's scary.
Bathrooms are creepy. Every now and then, like
dormitory bathrooms are scary.
I don't know what that's like. So like when you were in boarding school and you had to go to the bathroom at the middle of the night, did you have to go down like a hall by yourself and go to?
So the way it was set up, the one I went to, it was like basically like a big room, and then inside that room it was like they kind of used like there was like a big wall in the middle that kind of divided the whole room, and then those walls, like on each side there was maybe like a metal wall kind of thing, so it separated and made it like into rooms.
Okay.
So everybody kind of had like the bunk bed was in there, and then a dresser and a desk or whatever. But each one was was the same. So so here's the room, and then the restroom is like right
in the middle.
You can access it just by walking, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But even just walking, like, because it's really long, like there's probably maybe 7 or 8 rooms, so it's pretty long, And so just walking down it, and the only thing that's on is like a security light.
Yeah, it's dark.
So, and then you can just see the exit sign.
Ew.
Yeah. So it's just like kind of creepy. And
yeah.
So when you had to go to the restroom, it was just like you have to. And then when you go into the restroom, it's just really empty, and the floor's like the little tiles, the little tiny tiles, and then there's all these stalls, and then there's also showers there too.
Yeah.
So when you and it's dark in there too.
Ew.
So they usually turn off the light, and there's like a little security light in there too. So when you go to the restroom at night, it's like dark in there.
Dang.
Yeah.
You can't even flip on the light?
Ew.
You
can actually.
You can?
You can, but yeah, I think the light switch was on the other side of the door.
Oh, so there's no use.
Yeah, so it was like
Ew.
just that creepy vibe. And then the sinks were like against the wall, so like I don't know, mirrors creep me out for some reason, especially at night. Like I don't know, I don't like to like have my mirror show into my bed. For some reason, I don't know why, I just find it creepy.
Yeah, mirrors.
So
mirrors are not good.
when you have to go to the restroom, their sinks are like aligned to the wall, and then the stalls are the toilets are on the other side. So when you walk in, it's like you see basically the whole restroom on this side.
Yeah.
Through the mirror. So like sometimes you'll think you'll see someone,
Ew.
but it's just creepy.
That's creepy.
So I never really try to go to the restroom at night. Yeah. But I've heard stories of our dorm like being haunted. Because obviously it's a boarding school, and apparently like some people will say like their hair was pulled or like things like, because they're like, don't sleep with your hair dangling from like the bunk bed because they apparently there's like a little girl that goes around and pulls the hair. So it's just like creepy. Chills.
I almost creeped out over here.
Yeah, but there's different like stories. I honestly never experienced like anything that happened, but I know some people will say like they've heard like a little girl crying in the restroom or like this weird stuff.
That's creepy. I'm so glad I never had to go to boarding school. That's creepy.
Yeah, well, 3rd grade was kind of scary when I went, but and then I also went back for 6th and 7th grade. But at that time I was older, and it was fun. Like I liked boarding school then, but as a little kid I was kind of scared. Yeah, it was kind of like just like a sleepover because all your friends are there. You make friends, you know, and then all the girls are there, so you get to hang out. Yeah.
Okay, says El Rancho and Gallup is haunted. I heard a lot of things from older people that work there.
Yeah. I have a story with boarding school days. Serta, email it in, message it in, or you can call in too later. Yes, in my elementary boarding school, the girls would play Bloody Mary in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's what they would do that. They would try to do like the Bloody Mary stuff, or like, especially when I was in third grade, the older girls would try to do that.
I
And
remember
they'll,
the girls.
force you to stay in there.
Trying to think what grade. When we were like in second grade, I remember the girls used to be playing that in the bathroom. They would turn the lights off, and it was just creepy. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm done. LOL. Good night, ladies.
Oh no, who has to drive home alone tonight? I'm gonna go through the streets.
I can't sleep with my shoes placed at the foot of my bed facing toward me.
So, do we have any more, or should I share one?
Yeah, we don't have any more.
Okay, let me share one. Exclusive content here. Let us see.
In the meantime, I'll subscribe.
Okay. Okay, this one is this one was emailed to me from my personal channel, but I'm gonna share it tonight with you guys. It says, Kitty, I have a scary story. When we were young, I was around 8 years old. We stayed at my grandpa's house. The whole family was there. Me and my cousins slept in my auntie's room with my younger uncles and their friend. We heard the dogs barking outside wildly. My two uncles got up and peeked out the window. They said, OMG, check this out. The adrenaline shot through me and my cousin, who were already scared from the dogs barking. When my uncle said that, we hunkered into the blankets and covered our heads. Sip, sip. After egging us on, we finally gave in and we peeked out the window. As we parted the curtains, I could see in the field in front of the house illuminated by the neighbors' streetlights. My grandpa didn't have streetlights, so it was dark in our area. On the trail, we saw a huge skinny dog walking across the trail, only lit up by the faraway streetlights. As we peeked out, all 5 of us hid behind the curtains. The dog stood up and walked like a human. It pushed off the ground and stood up on 2 legs. Automatically, we thought of a skinwalker. We freaked out. I wanted to run and look away, but we stayed at the window. It walked across the field to my great-grandma's house next door and sat down against the wall. My heart was pounding, but I couldn't look away. Then a second skinwalker ran down and sat next to it. Yeah. Then a third ran down the hill, and the second ran back up the opposite hill. They all looked the same, black, skinny, and furry like a werewolf. We ran across the house without a sound and told my grandpa, who was asleep. We woke him up and told him. He got up and looked out the window. He saw them too. We all wanted to cling to my grandpa, but he shook us off and he walked to the front of the house, and to the front door we followed. He went out on the deck, and as we watched from the open door, he screamed out loud, "Get out of here!" And the 3 creatures darted out into different directions fast, like inhumanly fast. My grandpa had no fear. I looked up to my grandpa even more after that night. Well, I hope you like this story and you can use it if you wish on your Scary Stories vlog. But it was truly an event to see. I've seen one more in my lifetime and heard plenty of stories from my uncles. The location was Fort Defiance, Arizona, 5 miles north of Window Rock.
Yikes. Dang, you saw 3 Skinwalkers
Ew.
at once. Ooh, that's scary.
That one's a creepy one.
That is creepy.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll be so scared after that, like traumatized.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Ew. Wyatt Sells. Okay, here's a question. Do you believe in ghosts or is it all a coincidence? I believe in ghosts.
I personally have never seen a ghost. I don't know. I feel like they're out there. Yeah, I believe. I guess. Not that I want to see a ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, all looking around.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't want to see a ghost. I believe you're out there.
Okay. Hey, honey's loving the vibe. Lynette says, I can't sleep with my feet, hair, or hands hanging off the bed. I always think someone will pull it. Me too.
Yeah.
I cannot. One time, after my mom had passed away, this was like right after my mom passed away, we were still living in her house, me and Keanu, and I was sleeping, and Keanu was sleeping. He was a baby still, and my sister, I don't think she was there. She was always off doing her own thing. But I remember one early morning, I was sleeping, and my mom, she was always like sneaking around. She was real quiet. She would sneak around and, like, I don't know, look around outside just to make sure no one's like coming around or anything.
Yeah.
And she would even come in my room. She would come in my room and look outside the window and like just kind of do like a perimeter check pretty much, but from inside. And she was really quiet about it. She was kind of creepy, but she was really quiet. And anyway, ever since I was little, when I would lay there and I don't know, I don't know why she did this, but when my feet were, I was like laying on my back, she would come up to my feet and she would like squeeze it like that, like just pinch it, and then I would like move and be like, leave me alone, like get mad at her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But one time I was laying there and I was just like, it was just like fresh, like right after she passed away, and I felt somebody come up to my bed and they squeezed my feet, and then I got up and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, I kind of got scared, but then I was like, I already knew that was her, you know, because she always used to do that. But then it was just freaky, you know, because I knew she wasn't there no more. So I was like, man.
Yikes, yeah. It's scary too, even though you know it's like
a loved one,
you know. But it would still freak me out if that were to happen.
And I think I said something like, don't do that no more. Like, don't do stuff like that no more. Or don't surprise me like that no more. And then it never happened after that. So,
just watch it happen tonight.
Fun! Hey! I'm going to sleep with my weighted blanket.
Emil said, I got photobombed by about 5 ghosts in Vermont while taking a selfie in the forest. I saw the photo after coming back from a walk. I was there for work. Yikes. I heard that you can catch them on cameras.
The ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. There's a bar in, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before on my channel, but there's a bar in Globe, Arizona, which is like 25 minutes away from the reservation where I grew up. And it's an old mining town, and right now, it's the oldest standing bar here in the state of Arizona. The original oldest bar was in Prescott, but it burned down whenever they had the fire. So now the one in Globe is the oldest one. So anyway, we were there one time. We were partying, and I had gone there with 2 of my older sisters, And I had one of those old like flip phones, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it was one of those dinosaur phones. And I remember I was like, let's take a picture, you know? So it was literally my sister, me, and my other sister, and the bartender took our picture.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nobody behind us. But in that picture, you can see clear as day. There was like a white man standing behind us, and he had like the old mustache like that.
Yeah.
And you could see he had like a hat on, and you could see he was dressed really old, like 1800s.
Oh.
And we looked at it, and we just got chills, and we were like. And I kept that picture for a while, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna keep this, you know. So I deleted it. I was like, I don't want to keep this.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and they actually did a investigation there with what's it, Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. I guess it used to be like a whorehouse, so they used to booze there, and then the ladies would take them upstairs after.
Dang.
So I forget what happened. I think someone had gotten killed there or something.
That's what I was gonna say. There's probably like ghosts of women that have gotten killed there.
Probably. I'd imagine.
Wow. Navajo man said, one time I was helping my Che in a ceremony between Selena and Chin Lee. I went to go outside around 1 to 2 a.m. to check on the fire burning outside. I saw a dark figure just crouched down looking at me.
Oh, Navajo man, call in. Yeah, you should.
Something is standing behind y'all.
Yeah.
There's not even no room for someone to stand back there. Someone's gonna be like, there's like a little hazy thing right here. Do you guys see it?
Oh, over your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the candle.
Mm-hmm.
Candle reflection somehow.
Yeah. That's weird too.
Scary, huh?
Yeah, because
I can see it right here too.
It's not even shiny, your thing.
Yeah. He is little ghosts above my head having a dance.
Little fairies. Yeah, drifting. That's where it happened.
Is there a reason my post isn't posting? I'm not sure, Gerald.
We see that one.
We see that one. We all just say yee. I know, huh? Yee. They were right behind me and two had glasses. Creepy. What did ML say? Oh, when she was talking about she got photobombed. Yee. Dale, enjoy that chicken sandwich.
What did he say?
He's okay, I'm back. I went to get a chicken sandwich. I had my hand dangling off the side of my bed and I swear I felt someone grab my hand like a handshake. Got me all scared. Yee. Yee. I believe in something. I often see shadows move when I'm home alone. It's often in the corner of my eye. When the whole family is there, these instances aren't frequent. I just yell at them. And then someone said, I think if anyone has been to the deep res, has seen or experienced some type of spiritual experience. Mm-hmm. I live in the deep res, though. That's a thing. Not really.
Well, they say... You know what?
And I live by the Mesa too.
Yeah, she lives in the.
Maybe my mom. I don't know if my mom's ever experienced anything. I never asked her.
I've always been told that if you like seek it or if you're intrigued,
I know my little sister has experienced things
that these stuff like appear to you. So maybe you just were never like interested into it. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna be all seeing all types of stuff. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just kidding. I just feel like the res holds a different kind of energy though, for real. Like, to me, I grew up around hearing all kinds of stories to where it's like, it's scary, yes, but like, it's kind of like you get used to it, I guess. You get used to hearing stories because it happens so often. And, yeah, definitely a believer. Creepy stuff. Yeah.
I was laughing because Jake commented he's on goth babes. Black hearts. See. There's a deadly uncle behind y'all. Ew. I'm home alone and my dogs are looking toward the back of the house barking. Now I'm really scared. Oh, Michelle, don't be home alone. Just kidding. I'm all like she has an option. Don't be home alone.
Jerry says, did you eat Jerry's yet?
Not yet.
Hey, beautiful ladies, just got on your live. Always like your lives. My daughter Kayla says hi. She's going to Tony Knight's concert tomorrow night. We enjoy your lives.
Oh, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met them in Tuba City. Any Bigfoot stories? I don't have Bigfoot stories.
I have one. If I shared these stories, please don't mind me, because I share too many stories on my personal page to where I don't even know, what I told before and whatnot. Like, it's hard to keep track when you shared so much,
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys didn't watch my my last subscriber story, somebody from San Carlos had sent in a story saying that when her and her sister were teenagers, or when they were very young, they took off with two guys and they went cruising around, and a lot of people go to the lake. So they went to the lake and they hit up a back road. Well, they had got lost and they were trying to figure out, like where they were at. They were trying to find the main road. Anyway, they came up. Go watch the video. Yeah, I won't get into that. But anyway, that same way where those ladies were at, my uncles were hanging out over there back in the day, partying. You want me to do something?
Yeah, this candle's like going on to the floor. Maybe just take this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to blow this. Okay. The wax is like going down onto the floor.
So my uncles were out there, the same area where this lady was talking about, and they went way, 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 way farther than they should have. And anyway, they just said that they were all feeling pretty good, but then they could hear like something walking around, like in the distance,
Mm-hmm.
like they could hear like little sticks cracking and like how when someone's walking around. And so they were like, they didn't have no like guns or nothing. They were just out there, young boys, and that thing kept getting closer and closer. They were where there was like a lot of trees or bushes, and next thing you know, they said the closer it got, the more they could smell it.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it smelled so bad that they got sick to their stomachs. Like, it just smells rotten, like decaying.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's because it's dirty, they don't take showers, or maybe they just like, because of the fresh meat they eat. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons why they smell that way. But anyways, they said they smelled it, and that thing, they never did see it, but they freaked out and they all got in the truck and they took off. But they said they could feel the presence, they could smell it, and it was really, really strong to where they just got sick immediately. Yeah. And they just took off because they didn't even want to see it. They kind of like knew already what it was. So, but that's what our people say, the Apache people, the ones who do encounter it or say that it comes around and stuff. Mm-hmm. They do say that it stinks like that. It's really, yikes. It's really like decaying smell.
Do you aunties believe in ghosts? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we believe.
I was like, what the hell are they conjuring? Dale, Sonosti is not that deep, Sierra. Yeah. Dale knows what's deep.
Yeah.
I guess. Hey. I think it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
I don't know. My nearest neighbor's like a mile away.
Where
from
she
me.
lives is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was freaked out.
She was kind of scared.
Yeah.
She didn't even want to sleep in the room by herself.
Yeah, I was supposed to sleep in the room by myself, and I was like,
you didn't even want the window open.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, I didn't want the window open because I've had bad experiences on the Navajo reservation, and so I was like, "Where are you gonna sleep?" She's probably in here or in Kyoto's room. I was like, "I'm gonna sleep in the living room with you." You're all like, "Okay," like, "I'll just sleep in there with you." I was like, "Okay."
And I was like, "You want me to sleep with you?" Okay. But luckily, my mom had an air mattress, so it worked out. Razor Soft said, my man is from Canyon de Chelly and took me down there. No one is down there, and we spent a few days there in his cabins. I'd see blue lights along the canyon rim, and they would float. No bad energy. My cousin is one of the Navajo Rangers who investigate the paranormal. Always there on Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. Wow. You'll have to share some of his stories.
Yeah.
Christmas said, I always like the nurses at work talk about their ghost encounters, but last night someone did throw my bag off the counter. Me and another lady just said yee to each other. Ooh, that would be crazy. It'd be creepy.
I feel like that's anywhere. Yeah, I feel like healthcare wise, if there's like night shift involved, there's creepy stuff going on.
Larry, remember to give the live a thumbs up. Yes, make sure to give the live a thumbs up there. Mariah said, I'm the weird one. I listen to Park Ranger Paranormal podcast when I'm cleaning, working out. Some people see things but don't want to talk about it. Yeah, we understand that. So we're not forcing you to tell stories. So definitely, if you're comfortable sharing, we appreciate you.
When I was about 8 years old, I was lying next to my mom in her room. We both turned and seen a little girl in a pioneer clothing glowing in the dark. I asked my mom if she seen it too. She said yes.
Yay. As a kid, when I would visit the res during the summer, I seen something running down the Hopi Mesa at inhumane speed.
Wow.
Dang.
Darwin says, the wood stack. I thought it was a dog or just a random object until I kept my eye on it. The flicker of the fire would show the outline of this thing, and I realized it would reposition itself as it kept its eye on me. I felt goosebumps and realized it was watching me. So I hurried up and stirred the fire and quickly put some ashes on myself. I took a piece of the burning stick and threw it towards it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Chase Belt said, Sierra's makeup on point tonight. Thank you. Now that's a scary story when wax drips onto a newly installed carpet. Sierra, show me how deep then. Yeah, damn. That's funny. Oh, we got some text messages though. Okay. Ooh, we have a couple. We even have an image.
Ooh.
Okay. Should we look at the image or read
Yeah.
the stories?
Let's look at the image.
Okay. Aw.
Yeah.
Gee, don't clog up our messages by sending weird pictures. All right. Hey. One of my cousins died in a car wreck. I will call him Merle. My auntie's son came home for the wake/funeral. He brought his wife's nephew with him. My aunt was also Merle's aunt, and her house was our gathering spot. During the wake, my aunt took her daughter in-law's nephew home and made him a bed on the couch. They got up the next morning and the little boy's blankets were all on the chair across the room. Aunt asked the little boy why his blankets were moved. He said that the man came in from outside and took them. He slept on the chair and left this morning. Aunt checked the door and it was still locked, so she asked the little boy what the man looked like. He described Merle to a T.
Wow.
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Riz girl. Who's that girl behind you guys? Yeah. It's our friend. Yeah.
That's our little friend. It's our special guest. Okay. I have a true ghost story that happened to my family and I. When I was about 16, we moved into this old house and we all slept in the living room the first night. In the middle of the night, my mom and I were awake watching TV, and all of a sudden we heard loud noises coming from the basement, like if someone broke in and was throwing stuff around on the cement walls all through the night. In the morning we went to check it out and there was nothing downstairs in the basement except for an old wooden chair. A couple years later we eventually moved out of the house to a house down the street, and some friends moved into our house, and I heard them say on the first night they were there, they also heard a loud noise downstairs. All three of the older brothers ran downstairs thinking someone broke in, but again, there was nothing down there. Oh. I don't know if you want to... This is from Tim Lopez. You put LOL. Okay. Yee, dang, this is a long one. You want to read it? I keep saying this is a long one.
Dale's all, y'all should ask people to send in their costume and see who wins. Razor's off. Dale just wants to send in his costume selfie for the Aunties.
No, Dale's just gonna hurry up and put some shorts on and call himself a wrestler.
Yeah.
All oil down. His, what are those wrestling pants? Remember those shorts?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Flexing away.
Yeah. Oh, he's all.
Whoa. Okay. Whew. Let's take a sip. Where's your drink at?
It's right here.
Okay. This story takes place when I was 16, many years ago. My mother had rented an older trailer from family because we needed a place to stay. It was just my mom, myself, my little brother, and little sister who were staying there. One night, we were all in the living room and everyone was falling asleep as we were chilling and watching TV. I was laying on the floor, kind of in the center of the living room. My brother was on the couch right in front of me, and my mom was in a recliner to my right, holding my younger sister. All three of them were asleep, when all of a sudden I hear something on the roof walking around. The sounds were so loud because it was an older trailer. The roof had a thin metal or aluminum covering which sounded like it dented in every time there was a step. I froze as soon as I heard the noise. I noticed whatever it was walking around on top of the trailer, and we were right under it. I quickly sat up and said, "Mom, Mom," and she woke up. Half asleep, she said, "What?" I said, "Listen," and the loud denting noises continued. It only took 2 more steps, then was quiet. She heard it but brushed it off. I think she thought it was a cat or something and closed her eyes. So I was like, okay then, and shrugged it off. Started watching TV again. But within seconds, the walking around started again, and I said, "Mom." She opened her eyes and looked at me. Right then, it knocked on the window right behind the recliner that she was sitting on. It knocked. We both looked at each other with huge eyes, and she yelled at me, "Go to sleep." I was so scared and confused, but I went under the covers and covered my ears and fell asleep. Yeah, I would believe it was a cat, but this wasn't on the res. Cats don't knock.
I know, that's scary.
Just Heather Dale in his loincloth.
It's funny.
Exit 343 says lived in Saley in the early 90s in the Hogan apartment by the college. Used to hear something run across the roofs at night. Used to creep me out. Montana native. Yikes, kitty, I would be scared to drive home alone tonight. Call an Uber.
That's funny. I feel like I'm one of those people that can, like, if I watch a scary movie, I won't think about it after. You know, like I don't know. I
Not
don't.
me.
No, you think about it.
I have to like literally do something to get my mind off of it.
Yeah, I don't think about it. But I did recently watch a scary movie with my brother, and it was that movie Smile.
I know, we
and
watched
it freaked me out.
Yeah,
like it was actually
one.
scary. It was a scary movie, and even my brother was like creeped out too.
Yeah, it was creepy. To me, it was more creepy, like sound effects creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we watched that too recently.
It was just creepy because like they're smiling.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Yeah.
Then when people were like smiling afterward, like when we're out and about,
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, for real.
Scared.
T. Dan says, by Tuba City, Arizona, coming from Hopi land, we saw an old woman hitching. Later down the road, we saw her again. We have an old lady too on our res that pops up.
Pops up.
Yeah, she pops up on the road.
Oh.
Renee says, I listen to paranormal podcasts daily, and seriously, this is by far scarier. I think it hits different because it's like res stories.
Yeah, res and
native stories.
Yeah, res and more like relatable,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
Something we're familiar with and we know is out there. All right, we ready for the next story?
Yep.
Okay. When I was little, my mom and also I want to say people that are texting in and emailing their stories, your grammar is pretty good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the story. When I was little, my mom, dad, and older sister lived at my grandparents' house. Everyone who's ever lived at my grandparents' house knows it's haunted. She lived down below in White River. Behind her house is a ditch and the W Mountain. She had a self-sustainable farm with a cornfield, apple orchard, horses, cows, goats, chickens, ducks, and the whole farm. One night around 12 a.m. we heard noises outside. All the dogs started barking and the chickens went crazy. My grandpa got his gun and flashlight and went outside. He thought it was a coyote or the mountain lion that came around. What he saw was most of the chickens, about 9 of them, all dead, necks slit, and all the blood was drained from them. The goats they had were the same way. No blood left in the bodies. Chupacabra is what my dad said. We don't know what it was, but the rest of the animals were frightened that night. Another incident that happened inside her house was my siblings and I were sitting in the living room around 10 p.m., watched TV, and the radio turned on. We all looked at each other and was like, go check it out. Finally, I went in the kitchen with my sister and it wasn't even plugged in.
Ew.
We hit the power button and it was still on. This is an old radio and doesn't even have a place for batteries. We just left it alone and went back to watching TV. It eventually went off. Then the dishes in the cabinet started moving around. We got my grandma and she prayed over it with ashes and told it to go away. There's other instances that have happened at that house. This is just 2.
Dang.
Creepy. Wow. That's creepy.
Yeah, you're really gonna have to walk me to my car tonight.
Then I'll have to walk back by myself.
I'll watch you walk back.
You're all running back.
Oh, shit. You're all
Booking it.
Looks
It's all
like
barely going.
cartoon style.
Dang.
Sierra, you need to see her after this session.
I know. I have my my stuff. I think it's in the room. Unless, yeah, I think it's in the room. I should have grabbed it.
MJ says Highway 371 is too scary at night. My father warned me to be careful. Where's that at? 371?
I don't know.
No. Mikey B says, is it true there's a lot of skinwalkers in Arizona? Does anybody know? Just asking.
I think they're everywhere.
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure. I'm Apache and I've experienced it on the Navajo reservation. Gerald says, sounds like Mr. Ryan's story. We don't know who sends in stories.
I don't know. Lil Rezzy said, I drive Highway 371 all the time at night and at 4 in the morning, never seen anything in 10 years. Where's 371? The Rainbow area?
I don't know. Probably a main road. Trying to act like I know what I'm talking about. Somewhere in the Four Corners area.
Yeah. Some of my relatives told me that they heard crying babies coming from the cemetery on 371 south just past the bridge. My relative was hitchhiking at night going back up to Nappy. 371 is between Farmington and Crown Point. That road. That's like, no, that's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew. Remember I was telling you when we were in Flagstaff about my dad when they were at boy camp and they went to the cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad in high school, I guess he got selected to attend Boy State for football. And if you don't know what that is, they have like every year, I don't know if they still do it, but they select like people to, I guess, represent whoever in their bracket or their, what do you call it? 3A, 2A, 5A.
Yeah, their district.
Yeah. And so he was selected, and I think they were all seniors, and they went to Flagstaff, and they stayed in the where the students stay, the housing. What is it called? Dorms, yeah. And he said they after dinner they snuck off because there was a cemetery right across, and they went over there and someone had a not a camcorder, but a tape recorder, and they placed it over there and had it set on record. They went back to the dorm, and then later on when it was like after midnight, they all snuck out and they ran back over there to get that tape recorder. They got it and they came back to the dorm, and when they came back they rewound it, and when they played it, they could hear all kinds of people like talking, babies crying, ladies crying, just people talking, and there's nobody there at night. They were all freaked out. They couldn't sleep that night. So I was like, dang. He's like, I don't know whatever happened of that tape. He's like, but that's one thing I remember in high school that we did. And I was like, you guys are crazy.
Look, there's your candle that went out. Yikes. Okay. Ready for the next story?
Yep.
Okay. I went to a university in Norway, and I was invited to my major professor's farmhouse. It was in the countryside, and I took a taxi. There were 3 houses on the farm, and I saw an old man sitting on the steps smoking a cigar. I got out and asked him if I was at the right farm. He said yes and pointed to the main house. So I went and knocked at the door, and my professor invited me in. I told him the nice gentleman took me to come to the main house. He looked at me weird and said no one else lived there. I described the man and that he was smoking. I described his clothing. He smiled and walked me to the dining room, showed me an old-time picture from the mid-1900s. I saw the man I spoke to. Turns out it was his uncle who had lived in that house he was sitting at. Even funnier, he only spoke Norwegian, but we communicated in English. Not the last time to see home either. He was a native Norwegian. They are called Sami people. That's crazy.
I have heard that where people who have made contact with other people that spoke like a native tongue or whatever, and they were able to like communicate with them and understand. It's just, that's just weird how that goes.
Yeah. Like, did they just learn English when they died? Just kidding. Or like, did they cater to whoever sees them? You know?
Yeah, it's just weird how they're able to communicate.
Yeah. Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay, next story. My name is Frank and I live in North Central Phoenix. Several years ago, I was doing production work during the third shift, graveyard shift, and something touched me on the shoulder. I turned around and no one was there. Also, that same week, my corded Dremel tool turned itself on and I was the only one in the room. Also, something whispered my name, and again, I was alone in my production room. Several years before that job, I was a maintenance technician, and one day I was locking up the building at the end of the day, and I saw this black guy. He was dressed in brown polyester suit, so I turned to lock an entry door, and the 2 seconds it took to lock that door, that guy simply vanished. There was gravel surrounding him and I heard nothing. I looked for him and he was nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Dang. Crazy. Okay, next story. We have a couple of them. So thank you to everybody sending them in. But if you have a story you want to share, go ahead and text it in. The phone number is pinned there, and we'll take calls. What time?
I don't know, what time is it?
It's 9:35.
Probably at
10.
Yeah, probably at 10.
Okay, around 10 we'll take some live phone calls. So if you're good with your sound effects, definitely give us a call. Okay? My dream started out with my room staring at my body sleeping. Your roommate, maybe? My dream started out with my roommate staring at my body sleeping. Then in an instant, I flew beyond my house, beyond atmosphere, just staring at the world. I could see the world and all its inhabitants like apps or icons. My mind was blown and it felt like I shouldn't be there. Then instant I zoom across the universe to a planet that was filled with sand. At this point my heart was racing that I can only describe as an anxiety attack. Then the sand was in rumbling like something was beneath me. Then it stopped. Eventually I was thrown back to earth. As soon as I was put into my body, I jumped out of bed and ran into the living room. I jumped on the couch screaming and trying to catch my breath. Were you abducted?
Sounds like astral projection.
Whew. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy. Out of body experience.
It says, my heart is all pounding thinking of it. LOL. Who knew I would have experienced this in Utah? Okay. This is a crazy story. All right. Here is one story that is short to write. So this happened at the dorm in Richfield, Utah. Not sure if you know of this dorm, but I went to school here. And one year, all the students went to Lagoon at amusement park. And we came back really late, around 2 a.m. We all got back and all fell asleep. I was in a room with 3 others. There was a really loud knock on my room window. It just kept getting louder and they hit it so hard that I jumped up half asleep. I opened my curtain and I said, "What do you want?" It was this ugly looking person. They told me to open the window, but I was half asleep and said, "Come through the front door." And I closed the curtains back and I laid back down. They hit my window so hard I finally snapped out of it, and none of my roommates heard anything. I screamed and ran out of the room, went to the doormaid and told her, but this white lady did not believe me and said it probably was just a dream. I couldn't sleep that night. I was so scared. I told I am sleeping by where she is at, and she was fine with that. Anyways, yee, lol, I'll never forget that. Yikes. Man, that's scary, and it's even scarier when that person doesn't believe you.
I know. I feel like they always say that to... I mean, obviously, they don't want you to be scared. So
I'm pretty sure they experience stuff too. Like the people that work at night.
Yep.
I would be scared. Okay. Next story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hi, ladies. My story always left me questioning why and how. So, several years ago, my mom and I were on our way back from an all-nighter from Fire Rock Casino. On our way home, we decided to take a shortcut on the dirt road. I wasn't tired and saw my mom was getting sleepy, so we decided to change drivers before the Allentown Railroad tracks. I drove across the tracks. Then all of a sudden I woke up about a half mile down the road. The SUV was still running in the middle of the road and my mom asleep and the doors unlocked. I freaked out that my heart was racing and I got so scared. I woke my mom up and she told me to sit in the passenger seat. We continued down the road, then we went over a hill and then she said, "Don't get scared, don't scream, look behind us." From the light from our taillights, a person all painted in white was running behind us. I yelled, "Holy shit!" She went faster and faster, and over every hill it was still there. We must have been going 60 miles per hour on that dirt road and finally got closer to home, then it finally stopped. To this day, it freaks me out not knowing how I wandered up in the middle of the road when I wasn't sleepy at all. What? Wait, so I drove across the tracks, then all of a sudden I woke up about a half mile down the dirt road. The SUV was still running. So you were driving and then somehow you woke up. You must have fell asleep and then you woke up and you were outside of the car in the middle of the road.
Ooh.
See, that's why I was like, I stopped there and I was like, wait.
That's creepy.
That would freak me out because, yeah, that I would always wonder, like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
And you knew that you were wide awake still.
Ooh.
So we're not taking calls yet. It looks like you can leave a voicemail though. Someone left a voicemail. 5 seconds.
Okay, you are frozen on my end, but not your audio.
Let me check my phone.
Yeah, we're frozen. Is it?
Oh, somehow my battery's not charging.
Yeah, it says frozen. Yee.
We're all yee.
Take a shot every time we say yee.
If you're drinking, you take a drink every time we say yee.
Z-Dog said, "Did you read some in your res voice?" No, we can't.
This is too serious to read in a res voice. For some reason, my phone isn't charging, so my low battery notification came on.
I hear static. Scared stiff. Yeah, sounds all scary. My husband saw a hairy being cross the road coming up on summit. It crossed with long strides in a couple of seconds.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Says back on now. It's good now. ML says, where is Allentown? I have no idea.
For some reason, my phone's not charging.
Let's turn the light on.
Oh, it's not even plugged in.
Oh.
I thought I plugged it in.
Mariah says, growing up, we'd go to White Mountain Apache Tribal Fair every year and go see family.
Okay, we should be good.
And the one time we slept on a trampoline, we smelled that nasty scent, and our uncle warned us. Did we listen? No. Yeah, White River has a lot of activity up there, like Bigfoot
Really?
activity. Yeah, lots.
Dang. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Apparently, somehow my phone wasn't charging, but I swear I plugged it in. And when I checked it, it was
Like not plugged in.
not.
It
It
was
was
like hanging.
plugged in, but it wasn't plugged in all the way.
You're probably in a rush.
Probably.
Come on, trying to scare herself.
Shoot.
Let's see. Mariah. Hold on. Shoot. Aphrodite Yazi says, of all the scary stories, the one that has creeped me the most was the one Kitty told about being on a date. Yeah, that one's creepy. With the creepy guy. That one was creepy.
You had a creepy date with the creepy guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I personally think it was an evil dude, like trying to lure me in.
Really?
Yeah, like some secret society type stuff. Because he kept saying, all you gotta do is just let me know. All you gotta do is just say it.
Say what?
Like, we're talking, we're sitting
Oh,
in
you
my
might as
car.
well tell the story now.
Okay, yeah. So, geez, this was like probably in 2000. It was like right after I stopped drinking. So probably like the end of 2017 or maybe beginning of 2018. I was on a dating app and I came across this guy that is normally not even my type, like normally someone I don't even go for, but he seemed like a good guy, and so I don't know, I was like, let me just give this a try and go on a date or whatever. And back then I was always eager to like see somebody right away, because I feel like I got catfished too many times to where I'm always like, let's just meet me right now. Like I want to get it over with, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to waste your time.
So that's how I was. I was kind of like eager to get that out of the way. And it was late too. I used to meet up with people late, like even now or 11 or 12. Yeah, I used to meet people late, but in public places. But still scary. Anyway, he was like,
Did I put my drink over there?
I don't remember you putting it. You got up though.
I know, but why would I get my drink and put it over there?
Because you were
Rewind it.
Oh,
Just kidding.
for real.
I was like, wait, how did my drink end up over there?
Yeah.
Kitty's all, don't scare
Yeah, I'm
me.
just thinking positive over
Just
here.
kidding.
Telling my story. That is weird though. So,
I'll have to go back and see.
yeah, go for it. So anyways, this was like around 11, and I was like, I gotta put my kids to sleep first, and then I'll go meet you like at the bar or something. And he was like, okay. So I chose a bar that was pretty close to my area so that I won't have to drive far, and it was late, but I was willing to, because that's how stupid I was. I used to really go meet people really late at night. And anyway, I went to go meet him, and I had parked my car, and I didn't want to go inside. but I didn't want to like go anywhere with him. So he had parked his car next to me, and then he came in and I unlocked the door and I was like, like let's just talk in here, like I'm fine with that. So the reason why I chose this bar was because there's cameras all over and the people knew me there, so like I knew it was like a safe spot, and we were parked right there where the cameras were at. Anyway, he was just like really he was just really like reading me, like just fucking reading me down to the T. Like I didn't even really have to say much for him. Like he just kind of knew who I was already. And then he was like I was really scared, but I didn't want to show it,
Yeah.
And I was really nervous. Like I was getting really bad vibes from him. And he kept saying like he was like, Kitty, I know you're like a really good person. You have a pure heart and you have a good heart, and I know you're a good person. I can see that. And then he was saying like I know you're a single mom and that you need help from time to time, and I can't remember. I think this was one of the times where I was like really, there was something going on, something major, and I was kind of like thinking like I should just pick him up on his offer, because he was basically offering me all kind of stuff. He was naming people that I know. Like he knew too much for someone that I didn't even talk to in person or didn't even share nothing with. But he kept saying over and over and over, not like one after another, but he made it to a point where he kept saying like I can help you. All you gotta do is just tell me. I can offer you protection. I know people. Then he started talking about these different like secret society type groups. I'm not gonna mention the names, but he was basically telling me like there's one for women too, and he was like you can be hooked up, like you can get a good job, like we have connections everywhere, and right now like I can, do you need me to pay for your rent? Do you want me to pay for your car? Like what do you want me to help you with? He's like I can do whatever you want me to help you with. He's like, all you gotta do is just say it. Just tell me. He's like, just say it. And I was like, just looking at him like, who the fuck talks like that, on a first date? I was like, no. A little part of me was like wanting to, just to see if he was really about it,
Yeah.
But in my heart of hearts, I knew he was about it. Like I could tell, like he is someone of importance, and he does have connections, because the people he was naming, they're like he was well connected. Anyway, then I noticed he had a ring on, and I looked at it and I was like, what's that ring? Are you married? He was like, no. He's like, it's a signet ring. And I was like, he's like, do you know what that is? I was like, no. And but anyway, I knew what it was. It was a ring dedicated to the secret society that he's a part of. And anyway, yeah, he just kept saying that. Just tell me. All you gotta do is tell me. And so by this time I'm all freaked out, like ready to go, and I was like, I'm gonna head out now. Like I'm getting tired, And so when I was getting ready to leave, he got in his car, and because he kept trying to say, let's just go somewhere. Let's just go to my room. Like, let's go somewhere quiet. I'm like, we are somewhere quiet,
Yeah.
He's like, no, let's just go, like, just come to my room. Let's go to my room. I was like, no, like, I ain't that
he
stupid.
Probably had stuff to like show you or something.
I don't know. But I was kind of getting like human traffic vibes from him, but at the same time, he seemed really evil. Like I could just tell he was really like.
Yeah, and you said you could read people. Like
yeah, I can. I'm pretty good at reading people, like energy wise, and just how they are, I guess, when I'm with them in person. And I was really freaked out by this point. I was really nervous and I was trying to get away but not piss him off because you could tell he was like, he's the type of person that doesn't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
So I had to act like I was tired, and then I was like, I'm gonna go home now. And he's like, okay. So he got in his car and he wouldn't leave. He was just sitting there watching me. He wouldn't even leave. He wouldn't even like pull out or nothing.
Really?
So I sat there and I was on my phone for a while. I kind of like was trying to play it off like I was on my phone or whatever. And then I noticed he wasn't gonna leave. So I was like, he's waiting for me to leave. So I was like, fuck. So I don't have nobody that lives in the area, you know, like to come follow me home or whatever. Or so I was like, what do I do? So I was like, okay, let me just take off and try to lose him somewhere. So I took off, and as soon as I pulled out, he pulled out right behind me, and he was trying to follow me. And I floored it, and I took off, and I made a right turn. And when I made the right turn, it was green, so I was able to not brake. So I made that turn, and then it turned red, and then because he was still kind of like behind me a little. So by the time he came up to the stop, it was a stoplight, so he had to stop. And when I went, I hauled ass, and I went, and I pulled into like this little alleyway, and it was really dark, and I cut my lights, and I didn't brake or nothing. I just kind of coast in there, so I wouldn't have to turn on my brakes. And I saw him in my rear view mirror, and he like hauled ass, like he was trying to go after me.
Yeah, he's trying to find you.
So I just, I lost him, and then I went home, and I was just freaked out. And I told my dad. My dad's like, "You need to be careful. Like you're crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, that's weird." And but anyway, I just blocked him after that. I was like, "Hell no."
Crazy.
Yeah, he was weird.
Really quick, is there a silver box over there on the shelf?
No, I don't see any.
Or in this drawer, maybe? I'm trying to look for my little smudging box. No, it's not there. Okay. I think it's in my room.
Yeah.
Go get it real quick.
So anyways, that's my story. It's there's more
That
detail.
is creepy.
But yeah, he was creepy. Yeah.
Oh, it's under that basket.
Oh.
There it is. I was thinking that too. I was like, wait, I think it's over there. That's creepy. Okay, we're gonna burn a little bit of.
Why?
Oh, shoot, I don't even have a lighter in here. No,
the thing.
you're not supposed to use a lighter, huh? I forgot. I have a match.
T Dan says, or who is it? Gerald said those ghosts will drain your battery.
Dang, it was already at 20% or 19%. Yeah, all freaking out. It's okay, we're smudging right now.
T Dan says, oh, every time you say yee, I'll take a shot.
Yes, here.
Somebody's spirits can move objects.
I know, my pot's all over there. I tried to look on the I went back and I looked and it doesn't show.
Oh.
Because my pot was over here, remember? Maybe I moved, maybe I grabbed it. Yeah, I think I grabbed it.
Because remember I was like, where'd you drink? And then you grabbed it and took a sip. Yeah, trying to play it off.
No, I'm all trying to make it all creepy. I think I'm just kind of getting creeped out myself. But we're okay, you guys.
Yeah, we're okay.
He really looks like a seance now.
Z-Dog says, one of my uncle's wives' dad have some people working over at his ranch on the Apache reservation, and they all smelled something. Yeah, up in the mountains, they either talk about Bigfoot activity or they talk about little people activity out in the mountains.
All right, we have a couple stories, so let's get through these stories. See. All right, this one's a long one. So let's get into it. This story happened on the Navajo Nation and was experienced by my friend Nay. A few summers ago, Nay wanted to sleep outside with her brother Tom on the trampoline because that's the thing we do on summer evenings on the res. They went outside to to set up the trampoline just as it got dark, and the trampoline wasn't too far from the house, maybe about 40 yards away from the front door. After they set up their blankets and pillows, they watched the stars for a bit until they fell asleep. Later in the middle of the night, Nay woke up in a scare because of a scary dream she was having. So when she woke up, she decided to take a quick look around the perimeter just in case, as far as she could see at least, because they lived in the deeper part of the res where there weren't any street/night lights. The only light source was from the moon. After she took the quick look around, she lay back down, and just as she was about to take a deep breath and fall back asleep, she started hearing footsteps coming closer and closer. Nay had animals, so she thought it was the sheep or maybe the horses. There was a queasy feeling inside her stomach that made her feel like she should take another look around. So she did. As she sat up and quickly looked to the left, nothing. Looked to the right, and there was a human-looking silhouette walking toward her and Tom. She felt like she was in a dream because she was too in shock to scream, and she tried to shake Tom awake, but he wasn't waking up. He just kept moaning and turning over. The thing kept getting closer and closer to the trampoline and approached from the right side. Then it started to walk around to Nay's side, but she jumped over Tom. Even when Nay was hopping over Tom, she was still trying to shake him awake and yell his name as the thing kept following her around the trampoline until finally Tom was starting to wake up. But when he did awake, the thing was gone, and Nay began to cry and told him about the thing that approached the trampoline. After Nay told Tom, they ran back in the house and locked the doors and checked the windows. Only then is when Tom asked Nay to describe what the thing looked like. After Nay described it, Tom was speechless and he became teary-eyed. This was because that thing that Nay seen walking around is exactly what Tom had seen too, but in his dream that he was having while they were on the trampoline.
Ew.
Dang, that's creepy. Yeah. Ooh, I got the chills. Dang, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you typed all
For
that
real.
out.
That was a long one, but
that was,
good.
That was
good.
all good. The grammar, top notch.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yep.
So one night, my cousin and I were cruising around Shiprock back roads. I remember looking at the time, which happened to be 2:30 a.m. I swore I saw this old Masene with a little boy walking on the road. I was thinking to myself, why is this grandma walking at this time of night with a little boy? So I turned around to try to give them a ride, and they were nowhere to be found. I got goosebumps after that. Dang. Crazy. So this is exit 343. He said, good evening, ladies. I was working in Gallup after work. I was driving out to visit my Che out in Quirino Canyon. I take the exit and I see a man dressed in black. Oh well, no big deal. Lots of hitchhikers at the exit. I'm slowing down and I see that the guy has long black hair. I didn't pay too much attention. I drive by, didn't see a face, like his hair was covering his face. I thought, that's weird. I looked in the rearview mirror, still no face, hair covering his face. Didn't bother me at that point. Later that evening, my Che was talking about a ghost that shows up at that exit, dressed in black. Long hair, no face. I swear it looked like that evil spirit in the ring. It didn't bother me much when I seen it because Red Barn was still open at the time, and I usually seen Glani's in transit headed to Sanders. One of the creepy things I've seen, I hope I got the right number. That'll be funny if you're all like texting in a scary story and you message it to the wrong number.
Someone's all freaked out.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. That's gonna be my costume. Remember that pic? Damn. Yeah.
That's That's gonna be my house and that's all I'm passing over you.
This is a long story, I think. Hold on. Wait, no.
Or is there multiple?
Oh, yeah, it's multiple. It's the same message, but just. Okay.
Well, let me know if you want me to read.
Okay. So it says, this story happened a few years ago. My son was a baby and my husband was staying home with him while I worked. We just moved in my parents' house while we waited to buy our own home. My parents' house has always been haunted. As my husband worked outside in the field, he had a baby monitor in the room with our son during his nap time. He heard a male voice come through the baby monitor saying, "Get up, let's go." My husband thought my dad was home for lunch, so he went back to the house and no one was home.
Ooh.
I have a few stories. An experience I had one time was I was going into my bedroom, and before I can turn on my light, I saw a green light go from one end of my room to the bed. So I decided to lay on my bed with the lights off to see if something would happen. Next thing I know, I'm being woken up by my brother saying that I have a phone call. As I tried to get up, I realized I couldn't move. My brother told me to hurry up, and I couldn't say nothing back. Within a couple minutes, I could finally tell him to hold on. I can't move. Then eventually I was able to move again. I don't even remember passing out.
Dang. Jay Anderson says, yesterday I woke up at midnight to howls from coyotes because dogs howl different. But as I lay in bed, a voice screamed, "Why?" But the coyote howls start to sound like laughing and continues. They sound creepy. Have you ever heard them, coyotes?
Yeah.
They sound creepy.
Yeah.
Dale said, you and Sierra look like y'all already part of the secret society tonight.
Yeah. Never know.
ML says, creepy is some man saying to me, I like the color of your skin. While I was buying popcorn at the movie theater in Kentucky, I was there for work, reminded me of Silence of the Lambs.
Ew.
Z-Dog said, driving through Chinley right now, something hit the car. Yee.
Be careful.
I've heard of creepy stuff happening on that road.
Yeah. Yikes.
Res Girl A says, my husband and I went to a revival and it was dark. As it ended, we got into our ride and started the car when suddenly my husband and I heard a loud, heavy sigh between us. It was only us in the car. That's creepy. Gerald Milford says he's 9 shots in.
Dang. Oh yeah, because he keeps saying yee.
Tim Lopez says, have you seen the Red Hogan movie? That's a negative.
Yeah.
Okay, caught up on the comments.
Okay. Let's get back to the stories. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 left, I think.
Okay.
So, I have seen, felt, or heard spirits throughout my life. Here is one which happened around a major holiday. My uncle was visiting me and he wanted to go to one of the Texas missions. Texas had an extensive history with Catholic missions. This particular mission was built in the 1700s. Anyway, we entered the mission and heard a congregation singing in Latin. You would hear the priest sing and be followed by a congregation of women and children singing. We left the mission chapel and went to another section of the grounds. There was a security guard, so we asked him, do you have a tape of the music they are singing in the church? He said, there is no music playing, it's the spirits.
Ooh. That's creepy. It's supposed to be like a holy place.
Dale sent his costume picture.
It has to pose too.
Really has to flex it. What is that? Chippendales?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
go.
it's. No.
Let's go in there. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's probably right there.
Do you guys want to see Dale's costume?
Yeah, let's show them.
Hey, y'all already know the rule. If you send pictures,
It's free game.
so we can show it or not. Nee. So Dale, we're gonna show off your costume. And what did we say? That he's gonna be flexy.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking the scary tension. But if you guys want to send us your costumes, feel free to send us your
Yes.
costumes. That would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
And then we can share it with everybody. But what is people saying? Do they want to see Dale's costume?
No. No one's saying the thing.
No.
How many likes do we?
We have. $109 likes and 206 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
So like the video, you guys, like the video. Nobody's saying anything about
Nobody.
Dale's costume. Nobody wants to see your costume, Dale. Hey.
I think the security guard may have been doing one on you. It can be a very boring job. ML says yes to seeing Dale's costume. Renee said my mom experienced something similar to the mission story. She hears a mass being conducted in Latin at one of the missions near El Paso.
Dang.
Lisa says, let's see.
Someone just texted, hi aunties, I have a scary story, but it's a long one. Call in.
Long is good. Yeah.
We'll read this last story and then we'll take the call-ins.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready if you're gonna call in. Get ready to call in. So after this story, we'll take call-ins. All right. Several years ago, my husband, myself, and son went to a movie in Page, AZ. That weekend, my parents traveled out of state and we were asked to house it. So the movie ended late at night. We drove 45 minutes to my parents' residence. It was during the winter. We unlocked the house. My husband built a fire. The wooden box had firewood right outside the house. It must have been 1 a.m. We got comfortable. My spouse went right to sleep. 2 a.m. I nursed my son and changed him. I was scared and burping him. My parents had 2 German shepherds. I could hear them barking in a distance, but they would whimper and run towards the house like they were being chased. That lasted a couple hours. My husband woke up to a cold house around 5:25 a.m. He proceeded outside. What he saw next, the wooden box inside Inside had my parents' turquoise jewelry, several pieces, my mom's huge pendant jewelry, squash blossoms, necklace, and other men's silver and turquoise jewelry. We completely frozen. My mom keeps all her gifts in a vintage train case with keys. We had no way of explaining what took place to this day. Everything was a blur. We packed up in that Sunday afternoon and drove home to the valley. Took my parents. Weeks after that happened, my mom began with health issues. With countless prayers to Father Sky, Mother Earth, and Isaiah, she healed. Super spooky to this day. I'm afraid of the res darkness. Dang. That's creepy. That is creepy for sure.
I think someone emailed in a story. Yep. You want me to read it? Do you have any more?
Yeah.
One
Or
more?
we could show Dale's picture real quick.
Yeah, show Dale's picture.
Let's see the pic. Not me looking at Dale in a loincloth. So Dale's pic is, he's a Chippendale, I think. Dale's a Chippendale.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think that's what it is. Because he sent in a picture of the Chippendales. All right, let's pull it up. Dale, you have the floor. I wish we had a projector.
I know.
That would be funny. Okay, are you guys ready for the gun show? There's Dale in his costume. Ooh, just kidding. There he is, his little selfie with the with the tie and everything. Dang. He sent this in, which is why I was saying it was probably Chippendale. Chippendales.
Okay, I'm gonna read one more.
Okay.
This one's not long.
Read one more and then we're doing Collins.
Okay. Hello, ladies. Hello there, ladies. Yeah, sounds like Goldust. Do you remember Goldust, the wrestler? The guy with the bald head and he was all gold. He used to stick his tongue out all crazy and wear makeup. Anyways, he used to say that. Hello, ladies. Anyway, love your channels and keep it up. I got a scary story for you. A few years ago, I was driving across country as a truck driver. Anyways, I was approaching Gallup, New Mexico. A mile ahead, I saw a pure white furry dog the size of a pony. It walked across the highway very slow. It stopped in the middle, turned around, opened its mouth. His eyes were bright red and the teeth were tiny, thin and long, and it was drooling. When I passed, I got the chills. Later on down the highway nearby Grants, New Mexico, when I pulled over for a break, I stopped. While I took my dog for a restroom break, the horns started going off while we were outside. After the sound, I got the chills again. Wasn't sure if I should get back on. Thank you, ladies. Happy Halloween.
Yay.
That's creepy.
Creepy. All right, call-ins are now open. The line is now open. You can also text too if you would rather text. We'll definitely read them in between calls. If we do get any calls, hopefully we do, because you guys have been asking for call-ins. We haven't done it just because it's kind of harder to control. But just keep it strictly to spooky stories.
Dale is he supposed to be the deadly uncle for Halloween?
It's pretty deadly to me. He pulled it off, if that's what he was trying to do. All right, call in.
Call.
Lines are now open.
I think that's probably everyone's like really, the participation is real tonight.
Yeah, with the stories.
The scary stories.
Yeah. Also, feel free to text too if you want to text instead.
Renee said, "Don't catch your hair on fire, Sierra."
I know, when I was walking by, this flame is really high.
Dale says, "Y'all really never seen that SNL show with Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley?" I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I don't think so. I never really watched SNL too much.
Yeah, they're like Chippendales or something, or auditioning, I think, or something. 10:16. Ooh, we got some anti-time. We got some for anti-time. Yep, we have stories on anti-time.
Oh, you have stories. Okay. Really quick, this is regarding the one about the Catholic mission place in Texas. The person texted and said the untold history of this mission. Texas has a tendency to omit its history. Is an angry mob surrounded the mission and burnt the congregation and its priests. It happened during this special holiday. The mob did not like the congregation because they were native. Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
All right. No call-ins. So.
No call-ins, so we're gonna read. This one says, "Hey Sierra and Kitty, this story comes from the Navajo reservation. One summer, my parents bought my younger sister a stuffed animal. It was the raccoon from Pocahontas. She loved it and was attached to it. I would often hear her talking to someone, and when I would look, she was talking to that raccoon. I thought nothing of it. Anyway, one day she went to sleep during the day. My older sister and I started cooking dinner for our mom and dad. We finished cooking and my parents got home. We let my younger sister sleep and we were having dinner. All of a sudden, my sister came running into the dining room with blood running down from her nose and beat up. She could not talk and had to be calmed down. When she finally was able to talk, she said the raccoon woke her up and beat her up. She was absolutely terrified. That evening, we bagged all her stuffed animals and got rid of them. She had so many. The crazy thing as well is when the raccoon was in the bag, it started going off talking. We were all freaked out and we never forgot that day." That's creepy.
Yikes.
Ew, one time, when I was little, gosh, I can't remember how old I was. Probably like in 3rd or 4th grade. I was in the house by myself, and I think I was the only one at home. I don't know where my twin was. I know my mom wasn't there, but anyway, someone had won those big old Tweety birds from the state fair, and it was like right here on this, like on the side of my bed, like right here, and I could see in the corner of my eye, and I was watching TV, and that Tweety bird just started like moving.
Really?
Yeah, it was like it moved its leg, and then it like fell over, and then I was just like, ew. Ever since then, I'm just like creeped out of dolls. I hate dolls.
Yeah, they are kind of creepy, some of them. It's crazy. Yeah, I know my mom used to hate when we would get dolls, especially like the ones that open and close their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
My candle wax is going everywhere. It's all on the table over here
this
now.
one
That one's stuck. Candle wax. It's kind of messy. I don't know how those are doing back there. I think they're okay.
Yep.
We did get 2 calls, but Kitty was in the middle of her story. So if you guys want to call back real quick, call back right now. Or else we're going to read another story, another email. Or should we call them back? Just kidding.
Whatever works.
Whatever floats the boat. All right, we'll give them a couple minutes to try and call back. So we're waiting on ya. My volume's up. Oh, okay, here we go. Hello, Auntie Hotline here.
Hello, Aunties.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I was debating if I should tell the story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So I am about 32 years old now, and I was experiencing this little haunted little girl since I was like 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
And she would like, I was always getting blamed by my parents. Hey, did you move your mom's purse over here? I was like, no. And, forgot to tell you, I'm the only girl in my family. So I don't have any sisters.
Yeah.
And I would always get in trouble, like, as if I felt like maybe move my mom's purse this way, or like I did small things that I did not do. And as I got a little bit older, maybe in middle school, high school, I started having this thing, like this dream about this little girl who was a very sweet little girl. And then I got aged even a little bit more, still in high school. Like, my bedroom, where my underwears and where my clothes were located, they would get thrown out of there. And my mom's like, how come you didn't clean your room? And I was like, I would have sworn I cleaned my room. And my mom's like, no, your underwear and your panties, your bras, your shirts are all on the bed. They're dumped off. And mind you, I'm the only child. And so I'm getting in trouble for these little things that were happening around the house. And I kept having this dream at the same time. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I'm having the same dream. And my dad's like, oh, you're probably like, are you not doing drugs? I'm like, no, I don't do drugs. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So anyways, I finally told my grandmother, my Shamasana, I told her, and then she's like, well, how long have you been having this dream? I was like, since I was like, I don't know, like the last 5 years, I could remember. And then my grandma was like, you used to talk to yourself at night when you used to sleep over, when you come visit. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this little girl keeps coming in my dream, and then the same little girl, she looks the same, dressed the same, everything. And so my grandma was like, okay, so took me to a shaman, a medicine man, and then come to find out that, like, my mother, I'm not sure if she aborted or miscarried a child that was right before me. And that child came back, was, like, messing with my life a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And so then we had to put that baby to rest, like, peacefully, like, hey, go ahead, move on to the next world, because the world that you're trying to live in is not yours anymore. So I thought that was scary because, like, it happened throughout my entire, like, pretty much majority of my, like, teenage life into my young adulthood.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just thought that was something a little more fun. I've been listening to this, which is, like, a lot of scary stuff, but this is, like, personally, like, where, like, I think that's how, like, people that's supposed to move on are missing with people that are, like, right now, that are still living.
Yeah.
That didn't fully transit.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh.
I've heard of stuff happening like that too.
Yeah, I've heard of stories like that.
Stories of how, like, an aborted baby, or like mainly abortion, like aborted babies will come back and like do something to the other kids that come after or something.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Well, so you don't experience that anymore, or did you have to get something done?
I had to get a ceremony done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just like, it was come to the point where they were, like, messing with my clothes and everything. Like, again, like, I'm the only child. And so, like, where I'm supposed to put the TV at, like, I don't think we're just getting shift around in the household.
Yeah.
And so my mom, my dad had no one to blame but me. And I'm like, I didn't do that,
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where my grandma was like, she put 1 and 2 together, and she's like, okay, something's going on.
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
so she came to the rescue and did that. And it was getting to the point, and then again, I forgot to mention, there was times when my mom, my dad went to work by myself, and I would hear, like, little kids laughing behind me.
Uh-huh.
And so it was just these small little things that kept happening throughout the years.
Dang.
And yeah, but yeah, the shaman, the medicine man, told me that, like, it's just a kid that's confused. Like, the baby was confused.
Yeah.
Like, because babies don't know that the idea of life and death, they don't know that.
Uh-huh.
So that baby was never released into the next world where it's supposed to go, because, to everybody else's eyes, maybe that child didn't really was known of, besides my mother.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why, like, it came back and was, like, terrorizing me for a while there.
Yeah, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Okay,
Bye. Dang. All right. Any more call-ins?
Someone was saying what's the number, but I can't. 602.
Here it is. The number is 602-428-3928.
3928. 4283928.
428-3928. Yep.
Just because I was trying to. Did you see that when
Yeah.
it came back on? We're all.
Kitty was putting out the candle because the wax just got all out of control. And she flicked it off, and here it came back, like it sparked back. Huh?
Yeah.
And she's all, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome show, ladies. Thank you. Thank you guys for your participation.
Yep.
Because we are definitely contributing to making this an even better show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should I read
Yeah.
one and then you can read an email again?
Okay.
Okay. About 4 years. Oh, wait. Let's get this call in. Hello, Auntie Hotline here. Hello?
Hi, I have a story to tell.
Okay. We're here to listen.
And this story is from my aunt and my uncle. There's a dance ground in the res that's called Beaver Springs. And my aunt and my uncle decided to drive there probably around late, like 11, 12-ish. And when they decided to drive on the dance ground, it's during the weekday, there's nobody there, but they decided to go there. They're driving across the dance ground, getting close to the river. They turned their truck around, and right before they were going to turn the headlights off, they saw something walking across the dance ground really slowly, and they just got quiet and they just watched, and this thing was walking like both arm and leg together at once, another step, and they kept walking like that. And my aunt was gonna tell my uncle, look, don't say nothing. And right when she whispered that thing stopped, and he just stood there and decided to turn its head very slowly and then watched them, and then it sat down, and my aunt was starting to cry, and my uncle was just quiet sitting there, and my uncle like told her in Apache, put it in gear, let's get out of here. And when she was trying to put it in gear, for some reason the truck wasn't going into drive, so that thing stood up and started walking towards her very slowly, and then finally her truck went into drive, and she hauled ass out of Beaver Springs, and that road's very bumpy with soft sand, and they kept driving and driving. I guess that thing decided to howl when they left. So I guess the best way to describe what that thing looked like was that character that's on Lord of the Rings, the one that says my precious.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's how pale, hairless it looked. The only thing was that the eyes, she said it's as big as like paper plates. The hands were really big, but when it stood, the arms was as long as the legs, so all touching the ground all the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yee.
I've heard of some crazy stories right there at the dance ground where you're talking about. Yeah, it's crazy though. I never heard something like that. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Especially where it's supposed to be like a sacred
ground.
place.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was always told not to go there when there's no ceremonies going on, and obviously they don't want you drinking there, but people sometimes they do. But that's not the first time I heard of a creature like that on the reservation back at home. But hopefully I don't ever see it.
Yeah. Ooh, thank you for telling us that one.
Yeah, I was texting and I was like, I don't want to text on the call.
Thank you for sharing. That's
You're
crazy.
welcome. Have a good night. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. You
Thanks.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
That's creepy.
Dang.
I'm not playing with the wax.
I know. I'm trying to contain it over here, and here I flick some on my skin. Oh, creepy. Creepy. Okay. Next one. Keep saying creepy in here. We go. Okay, next one.
I know. Into it.
Dang. Ooh. All getting worked up over here.
Steve Curley said, Yate shig grandma, can I talk in Navajo?
Sure. If you want to call in, you can tell your story in Navajo.
Do you have an Ouija board? Heck
Yay.
no.
Heck no. Let's see. Fan too loud. Oh, sorry. I still have my air conditioner on. I should turn it down or turn it up. 1-800-AUNTIE. That would be cool to have that phone
For
number,
real.
huh? Auntie hotline, LOL.
Exit 343. I used to work security at Fort Defiance Hospital. The older guards used to tell stories of hearing baby cries at the old hospital. The old Fort Hospital was super creepy.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, Auntie hotline.
Oh, you answered.
Yes, we're here.
Good evening.
Good evening. What story do you have for us tonight?
This is Annette. How are you doing?
Oh, hi. That's my friend, Nate.
Oh, hi.
Do you have some scary stories for us?
Well, a scary
A scary story. Okay.
I've never really had a scary experience of this one.
Okay. Yee.
I know we were talking about going to Zach Bacon's Haunted Museum,
Yeah.
so we went there.
Oh, the one in Vegas. Remember, you and Christy
Oh,
were wanting to go there.
I didn't want to go there. Yeah.
Or you guys were talking about going, but then you guys didn't go.
I backed out. Christy wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christy, don't go.
Yeah, I've heard
Christy,
stories.
don't go. She said.
I've heard stories of people bringing stuff back home.
I remember you were Snapchatting about that, and you
Yeah.
guys actually went in. Yeah.
So it was me and my we went there. I mean, we went through the whole experience. It was really nice at the beginning. You went through different rooms. It's basically a house. I mean, two different rooms. Room experience. So one room would be all Dr. Kevorkian. They have a TV screen with his free, and then you go into this, and it has his aunt.
You're kind of breaking in and out. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I mean, yeah.
Huh? I don't know if it's your signal, maybe.
Let me get up. Hold
Okay.
on. Okay, let's try.
Okay.
Oh,
It's still going in and out.
I don't know what.
Here on our end it says excellent.
Yeah, ours is on Wi-Fi, and it says it's a good signal. Can you hear us clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, just you can tell your story. We'll fill in the blanks. Just kidding.
We went to, I mean, each room dedicated to one, and you have one room that's like in, and one room that's like replica off room is for his van where his military.
Uh-huh.
And there's another serial killer. They have the shirt or the group, and they were executed. It's like the so anyway, we went through that whole thing, thinking it was 45 minutes thing, and it turned into hours. It's a 3 hour.
What? You thought it was 45 minutes and it was 3 hours.
Oh, I thought like it, and it was three and a half hours. We were stuck.
Dang, that's crazy.
Perfect stuff that was there, because they have seen the fog machine going through the whole house.
Uh-huh.
The rooms that you go, like incense or that's in there, those two come. So anyway, that time was Vegas. We went home. I went to the store, back to her house, and when I felt fine, but was uneasy, thinking in the back of my mind probably are breaking, and I didn't think anything, but guess we found out that we have on our, so my son had said a prayer. We went in, so I'm guessing that we had in the ash kind of let something in.
Yeah.
And so the day after we came back, Henry was sleeping, and he heard, well, he dreamt of one figure, like coming right at something in his dream, and that woke him up. So he lay there. So he went back, tried, and he felt something, and that's when he got up and walked around the house, rooms and whatnot. He didn't see anything, but he was freaking us.
Uh-huh.
And told me that story the next day. So that evening, I think it was a Friday or something, and so I fell asleep in the living room. And about 5 o'clock, we woke up to it stuck it's like face, like two cats. That's what I heard right by my face. And so I got up, turned my cell phone light on, and I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, but it freaked me out enough that room. And so that was, and then we ended up, she came to the bed, and the came in, she had a dream that one figure was in the house and approached her. I don't remember the black figure that woke her up. Did something to her. Oh, sure, said something. And I didn't hear about it 2 days later.
Dang, that's crazy.
So, after that, okay, maybe I did something back home, that bacon. And so, went into town, a stage bundle, eater, because all of my herbs were gone. Nothing. Everything was gone. So I had to go down, and I had to buy, and came home, and I went around the house, I said a prayer.